What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tomboy After Dark. I'm Kristen. I'm joined by Leela. How we doing?
Hey, y'all. Hey. How we doing, Kristen? How we doing?
We're
How's your
doing
week going?
good. I actually didn't know it was Wednesday today. I thought it was Tuesday until a certain point. So that's how it's going, but that's pretty typical.
I mean, I had a man argue with me on the phone telling me I called him to confirm an install and he was like, it's supposed to be for Thursday. I was like, yes, sir. I'm confirming for tomorrow. He was like, I've talked to numerous people. The install is supposed to be Thursday. I was like, yes, tomorrow is Thursday. He said, no, it's not. It's Wednesday. I said, no, it's not, sir. Tomorrow's Thursday. He was like, so it's happening tomorrow on Thursday. I was like, yes, it is. Yeah. So you're not the only one. Apparently, today is a time warp. So
It's okay.
yeah, it's all right.
I got a little distracted listening to you talk. I like that pink color on your lips.
It's the same color I always wear, except it's a little dry. And I don't know what's happening here, y'all. I was scratching. I got a little bite or something.
A little
I don't know.
something, little in
Little
the
something.
south.
Little something in the
Little
south.
something. While you were thinking about that man or talking about that man, I had a situation yesterday that I feel like, was so uncharacteristic of me that I'm going to say it out loud.
Okay. I like these.
So I typically go to the same nail salon.
Hmm.
I went to one out of town when we went to the racetrack because they have a couple of these really pretty greens that I like.
Mm-hmm.
So I always will wait if it's close to a race that we're going there. I'll wait to get them done when I get there so I can get that color. So I have this color on my nails and I go to flip my visor down and it just popped in half. Like
No.
the nail popped in half. So I'm like, dang it, darn. I need to stop by and get that fixed at the place I
Right.
normally go to in town. Okay. I stopped by. The lady says, fill in. I said, no, ma'am. I just broke my nail. She sits me down. She looks at the color. I said, you do not have this color, but I will put any green on there if we want to do orange, gold, whatever. I don't care. I just want the nail fixed, the length.
Yes. I cannot stand walking
I can
around looking for
handle the
nails.
nail color for another week
Yeah.
or two, whatever. She said, no, we match it. We need to match it. So I'm like, we really don't have to match it. It's not a big deal.
Right.
I had some things I was doing. I was trying to go get the puppy so that I could get home to podcast with you yesterday instead of today because that was the original plan until I found out I was also going to see puppies. We can talk
They're
about
so
that too.
cute.
That's definitely a highlight. So I'm telling the woman, no, it's okay. She gets another young girl. This girl doesn't speak very much English either. So she's looking at my current nail color and is trying to match it with what she knows. And I'm telling her also, you don't have this color.
You
Don't
don't
worry
have it.
about it. Do not worry about it. The girl at the table across from me is looking at me like, yikes.
Yeah.
It's okay. The nail salon is also hot. It's kind of weird here right now where it's, 80 at 2 in the afternoon, but it's 60 at 7 in the morning.
Or
So I had
45.
on,
Yeah.
right. And I had been to the dentist with Danica and had run some other errands early in the morning. So I had on like a flannel button up with some jeans. And I'm sitting there sweltering in the nail salon while this lady does not understand what I'm saying. And in my mind, is just not listening to me at this point. How do you not understand? No. So another boy that works there that's younger and speaks pretty fluent English sees what's happening and comes over. And I tell him, they're trying to match this color and I know you don't have it. I didn't get it done here. I don't ever get this color here. I go somewhere specifically for this color. I don't care what color we put on it, but I'm about to sweat. And if I start sweating, we're all going to have a bad day. And as I'm saying it, my voice is gradually getting louder, like, no, you are going to hear me.
Right.
Somebody.
Listen, Linda, listen.
So as I'm saying it out loud to him and he's acknowledging, okay, and he picks up the green they had already tried to match that didn't match. And I don't care. I didn't care. So he starts painting it. He looks at me and I said, go for it. Knock it out. Like, I would have walked out with just the clear nail if I could have.
Why
So,
was that
it's
so
not
hard?
like me to yell at strangers or raise my voice to anyone, really. It's
Yeah.
not. I just don't. It's not me. So, the heat, I feel like, was the largest contributing factor.
Mhm.
Just, like, when it starts to rise and you're like, "Okay, my ears are about to sweat," and
When I get that upper lip sweat, it's
all
over.
right, y'all. And I
I
was
start getting
warning them. I'm
angry.
like, "Look, we're not there yet, but we are approaching the limits of what I can take.
We
Okay?
are hitting a plateau now. Stop.
Somebody please listen to me." So yeah, that was not a great part of my week, but I did get to go see the puppies last night and they were amazing. It was totally worth not podcasting. Got to
She sent
say.
me pictures and videos, y'all. They are so freaking cute. I want a puppy so bad, but my husband and I are never home, so I don't know. It would just sit in a crate all day, and I don't believe in that. If you do, that's fine, but I just don't, especially a puppy and stuff. Like I'm not locking it up in a crate. So, but
No,
I
girl,
want
you
one
got
so bad.
to. No, you got to. They like it.
No, I know,
They
but a
like
fresh
having a
little baby
place.
puppy, I
You
know, but
gotta get two. You can't
I'd
get
be at
one.
work. Exactly. I would just be at work all day, like,
If
what
you're
is it doing?
traveling, you can't get two. You got to.
Right. So no puppies for me for now.
Well,
I'm sad.
they're super cute. I tried to pretend I wasn't gonna get one, and in my mind the whole time, I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, I don't.
Y'all, she's been saying, oh, I'm not going to get one.
Well, I did want to see them because there was no telling
Okay.
what they're gonna look like.
I mean,
All puppies are not cute. I hadn't really
no.
seen the mama dog, so I wasn't 100% what she looked like. I just
Hmm.
know he's the cutest little package of bulldog I ever saw in my life. He's so cute. But, you just don't like the way all dogs look or act or whatever. And the second Danica and I sat down with her, she just like started, we were both like, "Oh my God." We looked at each other and was like, "That's the one." She's so perfect. She's got a blue eye and a brown eye.
Oh my God.
And we want to name her Lizzie for a couple of reasons. Our friend that passed earlier this year, Lizzie, from
Hmm.
breast cancer, it's
Yeah.
October, and we're getting her next
Yep.
week in October. So I think that's so cute. I had also been thinking about naming her Izzy because of Ozzy and losing him earlier this year. So I'd been
Yeah.
thinking Izzy was kind of cute. And then when I saw her and I saw her coloring and saw her eyes, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
Elizabeth Taylor had a brown eye and a blue eye. Like, she's got
Perfect.
to be Lizzie. Got to be.
Right. Right.
So I went to Danica and I'm like, "Is she Lizzie?" And she's like, "She's Lizzie."
She's Lizzie.
It feels perfect. So we're gonna pick her up next
Oh my
Thursday.
God.
One day next
I
week.
can't wait to come see her.
She's
Maybe she
like
won't.
this big right now. Literally.
It really
She's
makes me
that
want a
tall, I
puppy.
bet. I mean,
A
and
little.
half of this is ears.
Right.
She's so cute. She's so cute. So I'm super excited about seeing her.
That's
Just
exciting.
having her at the house. Can't wait to see her with Ace.
He's going to hate her because
No, it's not.
he's going to take attention from him.
Mm-mm.
She's gonna take your attention from him. You watch, that dog's gonna be,
No, they love Frenchies. Like, you're supposed to have more than one Frenchie.
yeah.
They
Oh, good.
love playing together. It's like a thing. Yeah, I'm not concerned about that. Because I can hold both of them.
Right. This is true.
I mean,
This is
this is a
true.
baby girl.
I wonder if she knows. I wonder if they know, if they can feel it.
Gabe
You know,
thinks that they can. I'm not sold on it,
like I know
but
the
they do.
moms can, but I wonder if the dads can. You
They
know,
say neither can.
I feel like the moms could, like just by their smell and just,
They say
they
after
birth them
they've
and
been
then they're
away
with
from
them.
their mom, like more than a month, they don't recognize them anymore.
Yeah. That makes me
So that's
sad.
why I say from everything I've read, they don't. Once they've been apart a certain time, they don't
Yeah. Well, that
remember
makes
that.
sense.
But I do know they have consciences. They feel guilty. They know when they
Of
did
course.
something wrong.
Of course.
But not, of course, goats don't.
Listen, but dogs
Oh,
do. They know.
sure. Yeah, they definitely, I don't know. To me, I think after being around them so much, they probably can. But I think they have to be together. Like Blossom
Yeah.
and Hank don't seem to,
Attached.
they don't seem to really. I mean, the first time he met her, he tried to eat her, basically. And it was horrific, like terrifying. I'm like, what have I done? I
Oh
brought
boy.
this dog here and she's going to get mutilated. Yeah, it took him like 2 or 3 minutes to calm down.
Wow.
It was remember I videoed it. It was
Yeah,
brutal. Like,
I
he was
do remember
dragging her
this.
underneath the car and stuff. I'm like, "Oh my god,
What have I done? What have I
what in
done?
the hell?" But I mean, he's been fine with her ever since then. They play a lot together, but they
Mhm.
don't seem any more attached. She and Ace are always together.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Always.
That's
He
their
tucks
buddy
himself up
system.
underneath her, and they're like a little unit
Mhm.
everywhere they sit. It's so sweet. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see how Blossom will be with the puppy because she's had puppies.
Mhm.
Chloe has never been around a puppy, ever.
Yeah, Chloe's gonna be like, What is that? What
Chloe
is
is the
that?"
one that's gonna be like, "Who is this bitch
Right. Like, I'm
coming
I'm the
up in
main
my
character.
house?"
Right.
I think
She's
she'll
used to
be
being the main character.
if she weren't so good, like, if she didn't listen to me and why didn't I have this in front? If she didn't listen to me and wasn't such a good dog,
Mhm.
I would worry about it more, but she doesn't really do much unless I tell her to.
Just
What if
wants
that,
to be
like,
all up under
completely
you.
changes the tone of the podcast because I put that screen there?
I don't think it does. I mean, you don't sound any different to me, but also I'm not listening to it on the other end.
Alright, so I've heard you say a couple of times you've been having some Mondays.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, it's just getting into the swing of all this. It's just this 9 to 8:30 to 5:30 situation, and just like last Monday was one of those Mondays where I was like ready to like I drove around during lunch and cried. That was my last Monday lunch break. I just drove around.
why?
When you're so frustrated, like you're just so exhausted mentally and frustrated and you just like I wasn't I was it was like it wasn't like a oh my god, it was just like a "Mm." Because long story short, the way things have been done where I work have not been right for months. I'm coming in on the tail end of them switching people over, people getting fired, blah, 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 blah. So, in the midst of all that, everything was a hot mess. I'm expected to come in and I'm being told by three different people how to do things three different ways. And then this person's coming at me like, why'd you do this? And this person, I'm like, whoa. And I told all of them Monday, I said, y'all need to sit down and figure out how you guys want me to do things. I will do them exactly as you want me to, but you can't tell me three different ways of doing it and then get mad that I didn't do it your way. So, and they did. So we've made some leaps and bounds. But then I got home Monday and Shane had surprise booked us dinner for the melting pot, and I've never been to the melting pot, and it was
Nice.
good. It
Yeah, it's
was
so
like
fun.
Monday date night. Yeah, it was perfect. And
Nice.
these are the little things that make things work. Like he knows what I need in the moment. Like that was, I mean, I would have been happy with like a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Okay. But, in that moment, it was just so nice to just do something nice after work, which, we just don't do. We just come home, eat, or go to the gym and go to sleep. We're in bed by 9:30 at the latest. That's life. So, but yeah, everything, I mean, it's good. It's just, learning pains and growing pains and in a situation that I've never been in before, and everything's going to be all right. But tell us something more exciting. Talk about the magazine. What's going on right now?
Oh,
So much is happening.
yes, and race season is over, which of
Yes.
course, as soon as it's over, they both were like, "Well, there's a race here and there's a race here." Because we were,
Of
you're
course.
sad it's over, but then there are
Yeah.
races all year. It's just our series was over. So
Right.
we've got one they want to go to this weekend and another one the following weekend, but they're fun races. It's not it's not the same thing as PDRA.
Hmm.
PDRA is for
Yeah.
a professional event. So the magazine, I mean, we're doing it. And the people, I was telling Leela earlier, I made a video thinking that I could post the video in the chat on Instagram where all the girls that are contributing have, put their messages or
Uh,
whatever talking about the magazine. You can't upload more than 90 seconds to Instagram. So now I'm going to attempt to put it in Google Drive and share the link. But I made a video earlier today just talking about certain aspects, how many issues, what I'm looking for as far as content and submissions. Only care that they are written by women from a women's perspective. I don't
yeah,
need them to be focused on women or women centric
absolutely.
topics, articles. That doesn't mean they can't be. But if you want to talk about testicular cancer, I don't care. I think the refreshing part of the story is the article being written from a woman's perspective and
Right.
voice. It is not. to me, that it's all got to be all female topics. That to me would be boring. I would be bored by
Yeah.
that. I'm not interested in just looking at, I mean, Cosmopolitan is nice, but they always throw in that one article that you're like, what? Like, I
Right.
guess somebody's interested in this, but this looks like it should be in, like, I don't know, a library.
A library.
That's probably not a great example, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it
As
looks more scholarly than I'm looking for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Like, you kind of want magazines, unless it's a scientific journal or something, but you want it to be
a
kind
little
of laid back
cheeky.
reading, a little cheeky,
Yeah,
entertaining, especially
yeah.
nowadays. We're so used to instant gratification with reality shows and fast forwarding and watching whatever we want when we want. But I feel like it's nice to sit down with the magazine, physically hold it and flip through it. But also in that, it needs to be visually appealing. It needs to be
Cool.
captivating and just chilling
Yeah,
and like something you want to
yeah.
sit down and just be like, okay, it's just me of a magazine.
Yeah, like,
So
'cause
yeah.
I put or, like, we're gonna make vision boards with the race team
Hmm.
because I thought a cute idea of, videoing the race team and all the members
Hmm.
creating vision boards, and then, we at the end of it, will have vision boards that will be useful to us.
Yeah.
Plus I just thought it'd be funny with our crew, like, cutting up magazines and gluing and
Right.
stuff,
And I love
and,
a good vision board.
yeah,
Love it.
the guys will think it's kinda silly, and they're
Yeah.
a little country, so it's kinda like I don't know, I just thought it would be cute. But we have magazines at the shop, and people do magazines for different things. My intention with this is to give other business owners another platform to put their
Hmm.
content on. And now you have perfect example. Let's say I was still coaching.
Hmm.
Excuse me. I would contribute a fitness article or nutrition or something like that
Hmm.
to promote my business coaching. And then the person reading the magazine, male or female, hopefully they're flipping through and they're like, oh, this looks cool. I'm going to try this workout. And then they go, oh, I really like that workout. Who wrote that? And they go, Kristen wrote that. Oh, well,
Exactly.
Kristen coaches.
Exactly.
And next thing you know, I have a client. So as
Exactly.
many women as I know that have their own businesses, it's just silly to me that there isn't a way for them to also repurpose content they already have. Um,
Absolutely.
Now, if you have an article come out in a magazine, you can say, hey guys, check out this article I was in and share a piece of the article. Another piece of content that you didn't have to think about.
Exactly.
The
And it
option,
drives people to the magazine on its own to be exposed to other people's content and other people's content. So
yes,
it's just like a domino effect.
yes. And I thought it would be cool instead of just selling ads. I think I will probably sell ads too. We'll get there. But my main plan right now is if you are contributing and you have a business you want to advertise, I'll give you a page, a half page, whatever suits your business. We'll make it
Hmm.
look cool and part of the magazine. It will be seamless
Yeah.
and it will be an advertisement for your business. It doesn't
Right.
have to be rocket science, y'all. We can just decide we're going to pump each other up and promote our products and services.
Right. I mean,
Period.
at the end of the day, that's the point of,
Yeah, I mean, we've got yoga
life.
teachers involved, jewelry makers, artists, musicians.
Yeah, I've got to turn in my coaching
It's
corner
full.
to you. I've got it
Yeah, I
mostly
mean,
done.
I'm super, super, super excited. And there will be an online component where, say, you write an article, we can either put your article on the website in a different format. Maybe it's if you're giving tips, it can be in a block format. Maybe they're just going through a carousel or something, a video excerpt
Hmm.
where you're talking about the points you mentioned in the article.
Right.
It's not rocket science, but repurposing that content a couple of different ways is not only going to give you a couple of different places to post it and post about, but also a couple of
Hmm.
different pieces of new material you now have to use. So I
Absolutely.
just think if, as a small business owner, there's too many of us that are overwhelmed by the amount of content that you need to have. To
Yeah.
be realistic, it is hard. I Now you've got yourself on a schedule where you're going, okay, well, if I do every other day, it'll be all right. And
Right.
then if I do every 2 days, it'll be all right. And it would be too much. And then I know what happens because a girlfriend of mine has talked to me about this before and I felt it some, but I think I've just been doing it so much that I know you just got to get back on it.
Hmm.
And nobody noticed that you weren't on it is the other thing. Like everybody thinks,
Yeah.
well, I've been posting every day for 3 weeks. If I don't do it tomorrow, they'll notice. No, the fuck they won't.
Right. Like I said, they're not sitting on the edge of their seat. They're not
Nobody is
losing
sitting on
sleep.
the edge of their seat. I set a schedule for me and we need to do an episode about that because I also hear a lot of my friends that are trying to move into a small business space having a lot of trouble
Mhm.
scheduling their time. And I get that, but it isn't like you're scheduling to do something you don't want to do.
Right.
This is
You should
supposedly
enjoy it.
something you do
Right.
want to do.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
I mean, that's kind of another topic for another day. But if
Right.
it's something that you want to do, you got to make it a priority. And if you're not making it a priority, then you have to be honest with yourself about whether or not it's something you want to do.
Right.
But
Success is
magazine
on the other
wise,
side of failure,
yeah, absolutely. You just got to get back on the
you know?
course. But I'm super excited about the magazine. I feel like it's one of those things that I had just had to do or was not going to sleep well at night when I was 90.
Yeah. And you know what? You can say you tried. And it's just such an amazing, amazing platform for you, for other women, for businesses. So I don't see any.
Yeah, I think if anybody wants to contribute, it's not too late. I am going to
Okay.
need a lot of it, like for the next. I have given myself 2 years. In my mind, anytime I start thinking about doing something, I'm always like, okay, how long do you feasibly do that before you're like, we need to either be getting some traction or,
Right.
you know,
Or move on. Right.
yeah, segueing
Like, at what
ourselves
point
out
do
of
you
that
stop
stitch.
trying? Right. Because at what point do you stop trying? You know? Like,
Well, I don't have a ton of quit in me, so I had to
I
really
know you
think
don't
about it. But I feel like 8 issues is plenty to know whether or not
yeah,
it's gonna
be
grab
a
or
thing.
not. Because it's still, I mean, that's 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, I think
That's
even
2
4
years of
shoots.
thinking about something. I've been doing the podcast for 5, coming up on 5.
That's I know we've been doing this
And,
for a while and I didn't even realize it.
yeah, I mean, it's easy for them to just slip away.
Right.
But
Like, I was thinking about that the other day on how many episodes we've recorded and stuff. And it's just like, what happened to time? I don't even know what happened to time right now. But here we are,
you're so
still going strong. I mean, really, y'all get to see our like weekly, just us being us, you know? But okay. So before we got on today, I was on TikTok waiting on Kristen to send me the link. And of course, my entire TikTok feed is nothing but the Diddy. Okay. Y'all.
All right, now I need you to tell me
Kristen,
some of the things that you're seeing because I'm not on TikTok a whole lot.
okay, well, after we get off here, go on TikTok and just type in Diddy. Okay. You've got people coming out of the woodwork now that he's locked up and they are no longer afraid for their lives, because anybody that has spoken out or gone against the wishes of the people that are doing this with him has just killed themselves or accidentally drowned or accidentally fallen off a balcony or accidentally these people tend to disappear. But now that he is locked up, there are people coming forward, and there's this one girl in particular on TikTok, and she is telling her entire pretty much she was pimp. Okay. And she has been going to these parties since she was 12 years old. Okay. And the stories that she is saying that she witnessed and that she went through are things that I can't even repeat on here because they actually make me so sick to my stomach, in reference to like babies and table toppers, like children being used as table toppers. Like, and then now other people are coming out like, hey, I was there too, you know. Now, is everybody 100% credible? Probably not. But so many, there's over 2,500, over 2,000. He is never getting out of jail. Like, he will never walk free ever again. The things that are coming out from minors, from men, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of men, to models, to dancers, to whatever, I mean, are just insane.
Put them in.
And his driver died yesterday or the day before yesterday. He's mentioned in a lot of the lawsuits too. People are literally dropping like flies. And like some of the main names are actually, you said this in the beginning, that my millennial like heart, like J-Lo, Beyonce, Jay-Z, all these people, the only person that I like, Justin Bieber, I love you, I pray for you, like the things.
I'm such a
and
believer too.
and
Like I love
F
Justin
Usher,
Bieber.
F all of them.
Yeah.
Will Smith, like all these people that were core people in our lives. You know what? My sister said it the best. She was like, I was literally driving home the other day and I was listening to like 90s radio or like it was some like whatever on serious music. And she was like, back to back to back songs came on, one by J-Lo, one by Ja Rule, one by, with Diddy in it. And she was thinking like, my entire life is just like, I'm hurt because I don't want to, like, I can't even listen to these people right now because all I see right now is these testimonies, these things that are coming out, pictures, videos, evidence. I mean, evidence on top of evidence on top of evidence. This is not a
Children.
conspiracy.
What is that about?
I'm talking like baby children, like babies and like bones breaking and stuff. Like, I'm not going to get into it. You can go down that rabbit hole, the insanity. And then I was having this discussion the other day. Take this as you want, but I asked myself, if you look around the world and see the insane evil that is happening to people in other countries, by their own governments or other governments putting upon them, you've got this huge, insane society in Hollywood and pretty much anybody that is anybody. And we're not just talking Hollywood, we're talking doctors, lawyers, government, everybody. You've got this society of people that support these things within each other. So it's like, if I'm sick, if this is something that I'm drawn to, and to me, I will say it, sick as like these people need to be castrated and put away. I know, like, let's say I'm a normal everyday person and I have these desires. I know this is wrong. I know that if I do this, number one, I could face jail time. Number two, how is society going to look at me? Number three, I've learned that this is wrong. But if I'm in this elite circle of these multi-million and billionaires and everybody is in the same mindset and they're encouraging me and we got hype men watching these things happen and videotaping it and go, go, go. Now I'm surrounded by people that are saying it's okay. We feel this way too. So are humans are we born evil and we learn what's right and wrong? And we there's people that are more in touch with there can't be this, the amount of evil and insanity and these deranged, insane people that are all enjoying these things together. Where does this come from? They can't all, you have those justifications like, oh, this person was, molested or whatever. And then so they end up doing, but collectively, these are an insane amount of people. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We haven't gotten down into just the regular everyday Joes, the politicians, the doctors, the lawyers, everybody else,
Well, I think when you're talking about a group, especially an elite one, if they're considered that, it's a in-group, out-group thing.
Yeah.
You're either part of, you're either top of the heap, you're at the bottom of the pile.
Right. And a lot of these people were pulled into this, saying if you didn't do this, then you weren't going to become famous and successful. And a lot of the people that you saw disappear over the years, these one-hit wonders and stuff, they've come out saying, this is why I am not famous. This is why I stopped making records, because I couldn't be a part of this. But then my other question is, all these people knew this was going on, and I understand they're scared because the people that are running all this are the ones that can literally make you disappear, not just end your career, but make you disappear. So I get it. But you also have all these people that are involved in this that, it wasn't their idea, but they've been thrown into it, but no one stopped it. No one, really. And the people that did try, they were stopped very quickly. Y'all just literally go down the rabbit hole or don't go down the rabbit hole. It is very trigger worthy. It's insane. It's insane. And it's sickening, the things
Well,
that...
I'm seeing the stuff that's on Instagram where it's like pictures of J-Lo and P. Diddy at a party in 2004 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when all of it started coming out and little whispers were coming out, I remember the first thought I had was, fuck J-Lo. There's no way she was with that dude during that time period and didn't know or see something. And I don't care how much you travel or how little time you spent together.
No,
You saw a weird interaction. You were at a party. There was a lot.
These are notorious parties. This is and everybody knew, because now all these people that there's pictures of, at his parties, they're coming out saying, oh yeah, but I knew to leave at 1 a.m. I knew to leave at 1 a.m. Like I knew what happened after that. So these people, so a lot of the people that were going to these parties and stuff, they weren't involved in the after stuff, but everybody knew what the after stuff was, you know, like
There's just, I
the
don't know.
videos that are coming, girl.
Epstein was easy to believe because it's like these girls want to be actresses and famous and they want the movie role or
Well, it's the same thing
whatever
with
it is,
this.
and it's the carrot you're dangling. Exactly. But this would involve so many other types of people. Epstein was just, had a, not Epstein, Weinstein.
Yeah. No, Epstein.
I wasn't talking
Epstein.
about
Oh,
Epstein though. I was talking about
oh.
Weinstein. I don't know. There's just a part of me that cannot get on the board with anybody taking baby blood or DNA or like there's just it's a little out there for me to believe. You know
It's,
what I mean? Like I
but
think that there's probably a grain of truth in it, but there is a line because what you're talking about is Marquis de Sade level. Like
but
one,
that's what we're talking about. When all these different people are saying the exact same thing. And this happens all over the place. I mean, it's a known thing that children are taken from orphanages from across the world and sold into, sex trafficking. They have boats of kids
oh
coming
yeah, I don't
in,
doubt
I
that
mean,
one
like,
bit. I
and
just think once you start
babies,
talking about babies and
no,
infants and
this is what I'm saying is what kind of
not even
insanity
that part, the violence attached to it.
is
Um,
insane. I mean, this regular everyday girl the other day walked downstairs and her boyfriend had SA'd her 3-month-old daughter to death. She was sitting in the living room. And this was just a normal couple. Like, it happens.
no,
It's
it was not a normal
no,
couple.
I mean, not a normal couple, but it wasn't
Average
someone like in
maybe,
this,
but not
right.
normal.
But you know what I'm saying is like, because you and I, to us, these things are so insane, like to comprehend, first of all, harming a little baby. Like to me, like harming a child is insane, like hurting them, like with intent is insane. So for people like you and I who don't think like that, but this happens all the time. And now you've got this collective group of people who are making a display of it and turning it into a party situation. What?
That's the
Like,
part that's just a stretch for me. It's just a stretch.
I want you to, before the next
It's
time we
mostly
record,
because some of the people that I've seen on the videos saying those things.
yeah. No, and I
I
get it.
think
And
it's
I mean,
all
of
insane.
course,
Don't get me wrong. I think that, most of it's true. But I also think there's like a limit to how true.
I mean, there are people coming out of the woodwork that are here for their 15 minutes of fame through this, which is actually disturbing and disgusting to me because there are real people that are truly involved in this stuff. Like, I mean, Usher was hospitalized after he spent his, Diddy camp and his mother. Now, I also blame parents in this because why? First of
Why
all,
did they
why
say it
don't,
was hospitalized?
because he was essayed so bad by Diddy and his crew. They had his mom told this story. He had like internal damage from it.
Mhm. Where was she?
Exactly. Well, initially when Diddy, like back in the day when Diddy was first signing new artists, Usher, Justin Bieber, everything, they used to have to go to this like Diddy camp. It was like, I forgot the name of it, not like funk camp, but anyway, there was
Yeah, I
a
remember
name
they
for
did the
it.
show about it.
Right. Well, what they didn't tell us then, and now has come out, is during this 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 6 month period, the parents signed over their parental rights to Diddy during this time. Okay. Why am I signing over my parental rights to this producer that's trying to sign my son? Anyway, so they would go live with him. And here we are. I mean, you heard yesterday or the day before yesterday, what is it? Not American Eagle, not Hollister. What's the other one? Was it Hollister? The guy,
Probably.
Abercrombie and Finch. All this stuff's come out now that they were all those little boy models and stuff. To become those models, they had to engage in all of these situations, these type of parties. This is a totally separate thing from Diddy. And this is coming out now. Okay, like,
The issue is people get a little power and they get cocky.
but
It's
not
just
even
like
cocky.
people with a little bit of weight, they get cocky and they think, "Oh, I can eat that now. I've lost weight." And then a week later, they right back where they started.
Yeah, but
You
there's a
got
difference between cocky and being a effed up human being, like a sick,
no,
deranged
but
human
they
being
get
that likes
power
to
hungry.
inflict pain. Of
Yeah.
course. And
And
like
people
these
only
people,
people that are attracted to that amount of power would even want to inflict pain on somebody else.
well, of course.
The
But the
whole
problem
power
is
struggle is the power struggle.
Of course. But the problem is these people are in these powerful positions, and then you've got all these people that are trying to be actresses and whatever. And I mean, this has been going on since the beginning of time,
Well, he
when
put it
people are sleeping their
perfectly.
way. What?
He said they're all extortionists.
Of
That's all it
course.
is.
Of course.
That's
And
all
they know they
thug is.
can. If you've
That's
got this
all
little
thug is.
16-year-old girl off the street that you're promising, you're one of the top producers in the world, and you're promising her a career, and she's going to be making millions of dollars, and all she has to do is go to this party and be SA'd by half the men there after, she gets drugged, she's going to do it. Like, a lot of people are going to do it. Like, it's insane, but people will do what they
Oh, yeah, they will do a
need to do.
crazy shit. I mean, we had a
Right.
big thing in the bodybuilding community like that. It was a big stink. Judges would get banned from judging because they were contributing and participating in things like that with the
Right.
competitor. Yeah, it's all over it for sure.
I mean, and none of this is new. This has been happening, and this will continue to happen. And I mean, it's insane for a normal, sound-minded person that can't comprehend these things to understand. But this has been happening. It's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. It's just so insane that these people that we looked up to our whole childhood, and like you said in the beginning, you were like, "Who's Diddy?" He was Puff Daddy. He was bouncing around with Mace, doing the little
I
corny
never
dances
liked
and
Puff
stuff.
Daddy.
Right,
He was
like, you
kind
were
of
the dork.
cheesy.
He was the dork. He was the cheesy dork. And meanwhile, in the background, he's
He was
got
the one the
6
white people didn't
gallons.
mind listening to.
He's he's the songs they
He was
play at the white
bubblegum rap.
clubs when they play R&B. Yeah,
And
Diddy.
everybody
Diddy's
made fun of him for sampling all of his songs.
exactly. And meanwhile, in the background, he was rising to power. And then, it's just like all these people that we, like, look up to, and it's almost like we
It
hold
doesn't
them to a
surprise me
different.
because I read Game of Thrones. None of this shit
Yeah,
surprises me. I'm telling you. All I
humanity.
can
I'm
think
telling
about
you.
is Littlefinger when you're talking about Puff Daddy because I feel like they're just little snakes that hung out in the background and made little bets and deals here and there until they got a little bit of power and then they did it again. And they got a little info on so and so and they blackmailed them and then they just know everything. If you haven't read Game of Thrones, it won't make any sense to you. But if you have, Lord Baelish is a freaking snake, bro.
Freaking snake.
He's a snake.
I don't know. I just, in my mind, I'm like, all these people in these insanely high positions and very public places, the fact that they're willing to risk, because this could have came out fully
No,
5
no, no.
years
What
ago,
you're
10 years
missing
ago.
is the psychopathic thought that led them to wanting to be the leader of any fucking thing.
Of course.
If you want to be in
It-
charge of an entire section of pop culture, or you've got, I don't know, if you want to be even a senator, I think it's a little out there.
right.
And like maybe mayor, but after that, like you want that amount of responsibility for not much reward? No, there's something else in here.
I mean, and then when you realize the amount of power you have
They're
and what people are
narcissistic.
willing to do, oh God, beyond,
But most people in a position of power are.
yeah, of course. That's how they got there, because you
See,
have to
that's not
think that way
normal.
to, yeah, it's not. But these people just give zero, like, you're going to party after party after party, witnessing insanity after insanity after insanity. At what point do you say, like, damn, am I just too deep in? Like, I'm here now.
I think there's just extremes in societies, and that's what you're seeing there. Every now and then they're going to be exposed.
Yeah.
There's extremes in everything.
I mean, what's his
Because
name?
what you're
God,
seeing there is the weakest of the weak being taken by the strongest of the strong.
right. But
That's
some of them,
fucking weak.
yeah.
To do some shit like that because you want a record deal, that's fucking weak. You don't
Okay, but
love music that much.
okay, but it wasn't just people. I mean, of course, a big number of people involved. But we're talking about the girls that are forced into, you know, are sex trafficked, are sold as kids to these people and stuff, and they're used as pretty much party favors at these parties. Like, I get it. When opportunity presents itself, there are so many people that, I mean, look at half the Lifetime movies. The chick sleeping with their boss, try to get the promotion. That's just in a regular everyday in Oklahoma. You know, these girls and boys are being shown, like, you can have this, this, and this. All you got to do is
They're
this.
sleeping with their boss for a promotion.
I mean, people be doing all type of craziness
That is
just to
fucking
try to
weak.
get ahead. Right. But Kristen, not everybody is strong. And these people are put in these
Well, part of
situations.
what you're talking about is that there's a lack of evolution in some instances. Not that people are evil, it's that they're immature and they're not evolved.
But how can you say immature? This has, like, to me, this is not immaturity. This is sick. This is
I
sickness.
mean,
This is a
evolved as a
mental,
species, as a human, they just haven't gotten there yet.
right.
They're
But
on the
at what
spectrum.
point,
There's some stuff missing. Like, that's not a
or is
normal person.
or I'm gonna pose this question, and you can, are they the normal ones? And we're the ones that, because if you look at animals, they don't care. They, if you look, you know what I'm saying? And I'm
What do you mean they don't care?
like, they'll have, you know, sex with their children, they'll whatever, they'll attack each
Oh,
other, whatever.
no.
Not all animals. But what I'm saying is, who, if the world, what's that movie? You know, where like for a day or 24 hours, there's no rules and like everybody can do whatever they want and like all crime is allowed.
Oh, no.
Anyway, that movie where literally for 24 hours, no laws, no rules, nothing. And like this insanity comes out in people. And I truly believe that's what would happen here. I mean, we've seen it when, you know, things go bad and people start attacking each other and stealing from each other or whatever. But if the world said, okay, no judgment, tomorrow we will erase Men in Black it, we'll erase everybody's memory, everything. For 2 days, you can do whatever you want. If it want to do that to children, if you want to harm, if you want to steal, if you want to whatever, I wonder of the human population, if it was guaranteed, okay, this is totally fictional. I know we can't say in 2 days, 48 hours, they're going to wipe out every memory. Everybody's clean slate. Everybody's free. I would love to know what percentage of human beings would engage in horrific such as this.
More than not, because more than not are living in poverty.
Well, I don't think it has anything to do with poverty. These people are living in
I
poverty.
do.
These people are living, they're millionaires and
Yeah, but he had
multi-billionaires
been
and stuff.
poor. He knew what it was like to be poor.
Right.
Yeah,
But just because someone's
yeah.
poor doesn't mean they're going to,
And a lot of those girls are the people that they're
I'm
taking
not
are
talking about the
poor.
girls. Yeah, I'm not talking about the girls. I'm talking about the people that are engaging in this because they choose to. Like these millionaires
Right.
are going to these
They
parties
were
because
broke.
they know, no,
Half them artists were broke.
probably, but I've been broke. I
They
don't want to
was from the
with
block.
children.
I mean, what's
No, but what I'm
she was
saying is
on
like
the sticks.
all these people that are in these high levels and have all this money and stuff, some of them weren't broke. And just because you were broke, I've never wanted to hurt a child because I was broke. Like what?
No, I don't. I'm
I'm
only
saying,
speaking on what I think they can prove, and I just will wait to hear what they say in
well,
court.
there is tons and tons and tons of videos about it come out. You can already see some of the videos.
Yeah.
I mean, like
I just would
videos,
like to
like,
see what comes out in court because I've seen some videos or some photos that look very doctored and AI to me.
yeah,
I don't know.
no, I get it.
I'm
I
also
get it.
just kind of not a conspiracy theorist. Like I
This
know
is,
that they had parties. I know they had young underage people under there. I know they fucked people up. I know it was probably pretty violent, but to me, there's a line somewhere, and I think they will cross it on the internet pretty quick.
yeah, I don't know. Just start going into it, dig into it, girl. You're going to see a whole, because at first, me too, I was like, oh God, here we go, another,
No, I'm
and then I
telling you, I
started
know for a
really,
fact from the first whisper, I was like, I knew it. I knew
mm-hmm,
it. But he killed Tupac. Like I'm in on all of
mm-hmm,
that. You start
yeah.
talking about babies, that's when it starts to get a little hokey for me.
But the babies thing, that's across the world. Like, that's like a thing. It's like an actual thing. Like, there are people
I'm
that
not
sick.
saying that
It's
it's
like a
not.
whole thing.
I personally, it doesn't register with me. Like I even hear you saying
It's
it and
because
I don't register it.
your brain can't comprehend it because it's so vile and absolutely horrific.
Yeah,
Because
I
you're
don't even know
not
why we're
like that.
focusing on it so hard right
Right.
now. Let's slide past that one.
Right. I know I was trying not to, but it's just sick. I just,
I
it
just do
makes
think
me,
there's a line, and I think it's easy to get wrapped up in it, but
mhm.
somewhere,
We'll see. I
somebody's
mean, it'll
saying
all
it
come
just to
out.
say it.
It'll all come out because now people are not so afraid. I mean, when your life and family's threatened, if you speak out about something, then you're probably not going to do it. It's not about being weak or anything. It's about protecting yourself and your family and whatever. I don't know. This is going to be an insane. I mean, Cat Williams did say last year in one of his shows, he said, next year, y'all are in 2024, you will witness the downfall and crumble of Hollywood as you know it. You will never look, he said, you never look at these people the same. You'll never look at these people the same. And he
Well,
was right.
there is that
He was
other
right.
side to it where who is idolizing these people to the point where they think they're not capable of
That's
everything.
society. That's society. Look at us. We worship, other people
They
worship these superstars. They think that they hung the
look,
moon and the
I have
stars.
my favorite tattooed on my body, but I
Right,
don't think that he's above reproach
right,
or capable of bad things.
right.
That's
But a
ignorant.
lot of people do. They just worship these people. I mean, look, Beyonce has her
Right.
whole
And
entire
that's an immaturity and a
absolutely,
lack of evolution.
absolutely.
The weak getting
And how,
trapped by the strong. It's all the same. That's what I'm
right.
trying to tell you.
I know, but
You know what you're buying into when you buy into that these are
right.
the gods.
But it's like, it's sad that we make them into gods, or that society makes them into gods and they feel like,
Society. I would definitely put, yeah, society.
right. I mean, these people are not, they're just humans. That's what I always say. Like when people are like, oh my God, I saw this superstar. Like, of course you're excited. Like, I mean, if someone that I'm like obsessed with in music or whatever walked by me, I'd be like, oh my God. But like people like, when they collapse and they're screaming and crying, and I'm like, it's just a human. It's a human who's just rich. Like there's singers
Well,
that
I
are way
would
better than my favorite singers that sing at the local bar karaoke night, and like what's the difference in them and, you know, these
well, I know
famous
for
people
me,
that
I
just
have like
happen.
emotional attachments to these people like in different ways, you know?
Well, of
Like
course.
Michael Jackson takes me to a time when we were really struggling and we had a lot of problems and
Mhm.
parents were being assholes and slashing each other's tires. And I don't know, I just feel like that's why people get emotionally attached to
Yeah,
them and they become important to them if they're healthy mentally.
right. Right.
But if
No,
you
of
think,
course. And
I don't know, if you think listening to that person's music is going to, I don't know.
no, I mean, I get it, but at the end of the day, they're still humans. They're just really rich, really famous humans that have been in our lives, kind of personally in our lives for whatever reason, whether it's their music or movies or whatever, but at the end of the day, they're still humans and they still should be held to the same standards as everyday humans.
Have you ever read the Marquis Sodom, 112 Days of Sodom,
Uh-uh.
120 Days of Sodom?
Mm-mm.
That's one of the reasons none of this shit surprises me that it's even out there. I read it when I was probably 22 or 23 for shits and giggles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the only reason I even got halfway through it was because I don't normally stop once I start, but
Mm-hmm.
it's 500 or 600 pages
Mm-hmm.
of nothing but men in these 17 or 1800s in a mansion in the middle of Europe where they pay to come to this mansion with all of these other millionaires and
Mm-hmm.
elite people and have sex with boys through holes
Right.
in the walls and the room set up like they want and nails to step on and lay on and toys that are, obviously painful and harmful. So no, it doesn't surprise me.
No, of
I
course.
just know there's extremes and there's strong people and weak people. And strong can mean a lot of things. It can mean strong resources, strong mental resources, strong
Right.
financial resources, whatever they are. But you've got to be able to know the difference. And too many people get like,
And some people don't have a choice, and
easy
some
to
people
get them
just,
wound up.
but
They don't think for themselves. They don't question things.
well,
It's wild.
that's kind of where society is heading now. It's like we're not thinking, not we, but I feel like the younger generations are kind of being brainwashed into not thinking. Everything's kind of just laid out. Like, I don't know. The earth just makes me sad sometimes. Like, there's so much beauty and amazing things. And then things like this, and just knowing that there's so many just horrific people like this. And I mean, it could be your preacher, it could be the, bank CEO, the head of the hospital. I mean, these are people and they're just vile humans, like vile humans. And it's just sad. It's just sad to me. It makes me feel like unraveled.
Shit, Leela, I thought we were going to make fun of Mace and some dancing and talk about Puff Daddy being a dork. And now I'm over here trying not to be depressed.
I mean, it's not about that. It's just,
I'm kidding. That wouldn't
yeah,
happen to me.
yeah,
But Yeah, we do need to.
Exactly.
Let's move on to a lighter topic.
All right, guys, sorry about that, but I just feel like with this going on, I mean, it's everywhere you look. And when Kristen goes on TikTok tonight and dives into the whole little bit,
Kristen will not go on TikTok
I
tonight.
know. It's just, I mean, I feel like these are things we need to address. This is a podcast, and these are things that are happening around us. And probably every single person that's a listener has heard something. And like I
And we
said, you
don't
don't
know
have to.
what's true or not.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the point, is this is our platform. And, I mean, even we, may not agree on everything all the time, and that's fine. So do your research for yourself and stay educated. Don't
Yeah, I'm
just
gonna need
watch
court
one story.
documents.
Right. But don't just watch one story. There's plenty of those. Like, there's a lawyer
Yeah.
on there that reads pages and pages and pages and pages. I watched like 20 minutes of just,
Well, sure, but it's a court. It's somebody's testimony they've
yeah,
submitted, right? It's not anything
yeah.
they've had combated in trial and tried and
Right. But I
questioned.
mean, how many murderers are walking free, and how many people don't get convicted in court, you know? But he will. Like, there's just no, like, there's so much evidence. And then you've got this one lawyer that's like, listen, I got 16 videos that people have, like videos, like footage of events and people involved and stuff. And he's just waiting until shit hits the fan to hit the fan. So I would like to see how this unravels. And I just hope that people are punished accordingly. And I hope Diddy rots into a little pile of,
I just honestly can't even fathom it.
yeah, because you're not fucked up in the head, like who can? But anyway, so guys, do your research. Don't just watch one video and then let it be the be all end all of how you feel or what you believe. I mean, there's a lot out there right now, a lot of information, a lot of misinformation, and just kind of got to weed through it. But next week we'll do a funny or a happy topic. Okay, we have to bounce back from the law. I'm feeling a little unraveled because now I'm just like, anyway. So
I think it might partially be your headspace in general with your new
yeah,
job.
this has nothing to do with my new job, girl. Just
You've been
humanity.
having some Mondays.
I know, but I'm just humanity in general, like ever since everything started like really coming to light lately, just not lately, the past year or two. And even before that, I've thought humans were it just makes me sad. Because it makes me sad that there's so many like really evil effed up
Why?
people.
But think about how many people in the world are poor. Honestly.
Okay, but
And
half
when
these
you're
people that are
poor and you're fighting, I get what you're saying, but people like Puff Daddy are able to do what they do because of poor people needing things
of course,
and
and
being
people
willing to
wanting
do
things.
things to get to the next
Of
thing.
course. Of course.
And then
But I'm
the
saying the fact that they're able to do that, like the things they're doing is
I
what
mean,
insane to me. Of course, if there's a need and there's a way to satisfy that need and go beyond it and give you the life of your dreams just by doing these things, a lot of people that are poor, that need the money, that need that whatever, are going to do it. Even people that aren't poor, that they just want to become millionaires because this is their way into this, this world of stardom and fame and everything. But I'm talking about the people that are doing these things. Like, where do you come from? How in your brain, at what point in your life are you like, yeah,
I'm saying there are
there's
people
people.
that most of the people that were actually participating aren't even the famous ones. They were just witnesses. So wild. You should look into the research they've done on people and conspiracy theories. It's wild. It is
I,
really wild. On a side note,
on a side
I'm
note,
not saying this is. It just reminded me that there's a cool study that just came out about people and conspiracy theories.
yeah. All right.
I just
Well,
read it.
that was depressing,
Yeah.
but I feel like we needed to talk about it because it's so everywhere right now. But do you want to add anything else?
No, I think that's good. Like,
Okay.
share, subscribe. You can find us everywhere on the internet.
Right. We're all over.
And that's it. I said
All right,
everything I
guys.
wanted to say about the
Well,
magazine. Hit me up if you want to be in it. We're doing it.
right. Bruh. Bye.